Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Trish here, and what I want to do today, I'm going to be doing a part 1 and a part 2. Part 1 is going to be how and what I used to color my hair, and it's going to specialize a lot for people, mature ladies, and even gentlemen that have a lot of gray or a lot of highlights, to make sure you get a good coverage that's going to stay. And then part 2 is going to be tips and ideas and products that I have used in keeping my collar vibrant and even and looking like it was professionally done. So let's get started with part 1. I went to Sally's. This is really important. Even if you don't have gray hair, if you have lightened your hair, stripped your hair, if your hair is really dry on the ends, this is going to help your color, no matter what color you choose. The first one I got was in neutral. It is a neutral protein filler. It is a neutral protein filler. This is amazing. Now with the clear one, you use it a little differently than the colored ones. The fillers come in neutral, which is clear, kind of a cloudy, slightly cloudy, clear, watery looking liquid. Then they have a purple one for platinum hair. They have a medium brown, which is really dark. They have a gold. They have a red. If you're really not wanting to pull that base color through, if you're not wanting a red, if you're just wanting more of a neutral color, then this would be your best bet. You can actually, and this is how I use the clear, put it on your damp hair. Clean hair, freshly washed, damp. You don't want it, you do not want it soaky, soppy wet. Put it on towel dried hair, just all over your hair, leave it on for 25 minutes. And then you go in and you take your towel and you just kind of blot the excess off. Don't rub it or anything, just kind of blot to make sure that there's not, you know, any of the filler still dripping off of you or anything. And then you add your hair color straight to that. That's how you use the clear neutral protein filler. You can also mix it in with the collar if you're wanting to do like a touch-up after you've done your regrowth. But that's how I've always used the clear, just the neutral protein filler. When I went back in to do my roots, I got the red because I was going for a burgundy red, a redder red. I didn't want an auburn or an orangey red. And the red filler, as you can see, is a true red. And you do have to be careful with this because it will stain. I mean, it will eventually come off, but it'll stain. So I picked up the color that I wanted. Now, I know this is old school, but I know how my hair is going to respond to Wella. And if you notice, I'm holding up 2 different ones. I like the 5RV. It is burgundy, and it's what's on my hair now. So this is my favorite color. This is the color that I want. But because I have over 70% gray in my roots, if I would put this directly on my hair without mixing in something to grab onto the gray, then I would have hot roots or pink roots or flaming red roots, and then nothing on my roots. So I'm doing damage for no reason. So what you need to do is get a neutral that you mix with your red. This is strictly for reds. You get a neutral that you're going to mix with your red. The people that I talked to and a couple of videos that I watched, they used 6N611. That's going to mix with the red. It's going to grab onto your roots, and it's going to give you a perfect color. It is not going to change the color. It's what I used on my roots. My hair's all the same exact color. The 6N611 is a dark neutral blonde. I wanted a little more depth than a dark blonde, so I actually got the 5N511, which is a light neutral brown. So when you first sit down to do your hair, you have your filler, you have your color, and then you need to decide which peroxide you're going to use. Now, when I was a blonde, I used 40, double 40, or bleach. Those are, you don't get stronger. I mean, you could, but I wouldn't suggest it. I think they had a 50 out for a while. I don't even know if they still carry the 50. And as my hair grows out, let it grow out healthy for once. I opted to do my root touch-up. I got the 20 volume. You can get any. You don't have to get, I didn't get the Wella developer. I got the Salon Care. Get whatever one. These were on sale. I've used these before. They're fine. I do get the cream, but this is 20 volume. It is a regular lift. It's not going to do too much damage. It's gentler than a box that you're going to buy at Walmart or Target or wherever. So you get your peroxide. Also knowing that I wanted to take it easy on the length of my hair. Plus, where the length of your hair is where it's going to have been damaged the most. Whether it be highlight, whatever process, chemical process that you've done to your hair, that's the part that's holding that more porous, damaged hair. So I got a 10 developer, which this is the lowest in the permanent that you can use. This is a very gentle lift. It's actually like, I'd say 85-90% deposit and the rest is lift. So this is very gentle. And this is what I used on the rest of my hair. Now, if you want, if that's just too much, then just stick with the 20. I wouldn't suggest going higher than the 20, especially if you're going from light to darker. So what you need to do is you get your little measuring devices. They sell little beakers up at Sally's. I have one. I have no clue where it is. Probably my husband or son took it for something that they thought they could use it for. But anyway, you get your little beaker, your measuring cups, your mixing bowls. Nothing metal. We all know that. You're going to take, now this is, like I said, I'm not trying to drive you guys crazy repeating myself. I'm trying to make sure that this is what I did for my red hair. Okay? I took 1 ounce of my red. I poured 1 ounce into my little beaker, and then I poured a ½ ounce of the 5N511. I poured that in with my red. Wella is 2-to-1. If you're using Clairol, Paul Mitchell, Iron, anything else, I think everything else is 1-to-1, but Wella is 2-to-1. So if you're using Wella, you're going to use double the peroxide that you use of the color. So you're going to pour that in your bowl, and then you're going to measure out 3 ounces of this, and you're going to pour that in. You're going to mix it thoroughly. I do have a little whisk. It's like a rubber plastic coated whisk that I use. Get that all mixed in really well. Put that on your roots and leave that on your roots for 35 minutes. I always set the timer for about 30 minutes because then I start mixing for the rest of my hair, if I'm going to be doing anything to the rest of my hair. And to be totally honest with you, you're going to have to if you're doing red. If you're doing browns or dark blondes or something like that, probably not so much. But when you're doing reds, it is the highest upkeep hair color to choose. So you have to make certain adjustments in your beauty routine to keep it looking nice and vibrant. So set that timer for 30 minutes, and then you're going to go in the bathroom. You're going to have a couple different choices. You can have a couple different choices. You can either do a conditioning cap, which is again old school. When I went to the Beauty Academy, they talked about shampoo caps, even in the books. But I had a beauty instructor that said that if you had damaged hair, it was really better to do conditioning caps, and that's what I've always done. I've never done a shampoo cap on myself. I've always done conditioning caps. If your hair is not damaged, if you have good, healthy, vibrant hair, and you just want to kind of retouch, then this is where the difference comes in. Okay? So, because I said I did want to use the volume 10, it's going to deposit more color, lift less, it's less damaging, better all the way around in my brain. Scary place to be, I might add. But anyway, I'm going to take my red. Once again, disclaimer, this is what I do. This works for me. Because you're still going to have product left because you just had 6 ounces mixed all together. You're still going to have a little bit of product left. So what I did was I've already used an ounce of this when I did my regrowth, my roots, however you want to refer to it. So I have 0.4 ounces left in this. I'm going to take the 0.4 ounces in here. I'm going to put it in my little beaker. I'm going to measure out, kind of eyeball, how far that comes up on the measurement chart. That's why I like that little beaker a lot. I don't know where the darn thing is. Then I'm going to pour that in with what I have left. Then I'm going to eyeball double where this measured, and I'm going to put, so you're going to put 0.8 ounces in your beaker, dump that in what was left. Then you're going to take your protein color filler, whether you get the red one. Maybe you don't want red, maybe you want more gold to come out. If you're using a red hair dye, you don't want all that red, put a little bit of gold in it. Or maybe brown, whatever color filler you're using. With the red, I put in about 8 drops of this red protein filler. The filler does so many different things. It protects your hair. It makes that color cling to your hair. It's just an amazing thing. So you can add anywhere from 6 to 10 drops. Put in, if you want to put a half a bottle, if you want to put, I would not put the whole bottle. If you want to put a half a bottle in, if you want to put 6 to 10 drops, put that into the mixture too. So mix that all up. I added a scoop of a hair mask into mine because I did have, I got some stuff going on in my hair. So I made it a conditioning cap, but it was a very rich conditioning cap. So I mixed that all up. I put that on my hair. I left it on my hair for 30 minutes. Then I went in and I jumped in the shower, and here's the fun part. Cold water, girls. Cold water. I hate taking a cold shower, but I'm telling you, when you're red, you've got to take a cold shower. I rinsed it out, condition your hair, and rinse it out. And when you rinse your hair out, you open your eyes, it is going to look like somebody was bludgeoned to death in your shower. I mean, it's all over where you're rubbing your hair and everything. It is all over the place. Looks like a massacre. But it'll rinse off. Make sure you rinse it off. It'll rinse all off. And I would definitely, if you're doing red, set aside a towel or two for your hair, because the next few washings it will you know, a little more of your dye is going to come out. And one of the biggest tips, and I know people don't like it, but one of the biggest tips I can give you is wait as long as you can before you wash your hair again. If you can wait 2 days, that's pretty good. If you could wait 3 days, that would be awesome. I have an oily scalp, so it's hard for me to do that because my hair may be dry because of processing, but my scalp is not. And, you know, invest in some dry shampoos, and there's a couple other things that I will follow up and go into detail with my part 2, my tip. There are some other things that I will follow up and go into greater detail with in my tip video, but that is it. Now, if you are using a box collar from Target, Walmart, where have you, don't wash it out. Just rinse it really good and condition it. Still wait, you know, the good time that you can. But if you can at all, go to Sally's, get what you need to do your hair. Now, if you are wanting to do red and your hair is already dark, you would have to go to, and they do have it in the drugstores now. I noticed that, not Herbal Essence, Garnier has, I think, 4 colors. L'Oreal has some, and somebody else did, and I don't remember who. But if you go to Sally's, they also have several different selections for people that have dark hair and you're wanting to go red, burgundy, auburn, and they have the brighter, more intense colors for you to do that. So I hope I covered everything, and any question that you may have. The reason I did this video, number 1, it was requested. Number 2, last year I did go dark, and it was kind of a dark brown. I used, it was medium tobacco brown, I believe. And I liked it, but I wanted burgundy. I just wanted burgundy. Well, number 1, my husband was like, no, you are not. Well, that just made me want it more. And 2, even with the tobacco, I have so much gold and red in my hair already that I would pull some of that, but I had the problem with the roots. So when I went burgundy, I really did a lot of research, found out what the secret was, and it's just this. And, you know, that's the secret that they do in salons, is they put a neutral in to grab a hold of your grays, and it looks fabulous, and you pay out the wazoo for it, which if you have the money to do that, then go to it, because I've done it, I've paid that. But if I can do it at home cheaper and I know what's going on in my hair, then better. I am not a licensed cosmetologist. I want to put that out there. This is what worked for me. This is the research I did, and it did work for me. It worked beautifully. I'm thrilled with the results. I don't have hot roots. So yeah, I did go to beauty school. I did not finish. Long story, another video. So I think that's it for part 1. I hope this was helpful. Please, if you have any questions, leave them down below. I will answer them as soon as I can. I'm trying to get caught up on some of my comments. I love interacting with you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and check out part 2. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.